Hello, this is Marvelyn Brown, and I am back today with a new lesson that kind of helps you to understand how your theme helps your blog set the tone. So now that we have registered your domain, we have got you set up with web hosting, and we've installed WordPress. So now that we've got all of that done, you are officially a blog owner. However, your blog is not set up yet. You own that blog, all the files that we're getting ready to put on your server that you rent from Bluehost. We are going to, once we get all of that together, we are going to have a blog that helps you to reach your goals. So, your theme is the next step. We're going to start looking at themes, and those themes have a variety of functions that they provide for your blog. They also have a variety of prices. And so, because there's such a variation in price, I want to show you, the wide range and what you can do with various themes. So, we're going to take a look at some of the things that I want you to think about when it comes to your theme. So, your theme really does set the tone for your business. And the way that it does that is just think about this picture. Think about all of these products that are going down the conveyor belt, and just imagine that these are your products. They're going down the conveyor belt, and they're getting ready to be loaded onto a truck and delivered to your customers. Now, in order for that to happen, there are a lot of things that you have to do up front so that people who don't know anything about you can kind of take a journey. So when you think about your friends and your family, these are people that know you. But the majority of people on the internet that, might be a perfect fit for your business, those folks know nothing about you. So you have to take people who know nothing about you that you might be able to do business with, that might be a perfect fit for your business. You have to start them at the beginning, and then you have to take them through a journey that leads to those products that are going down the conveyor belt. So it's just like with any other relationship that you build. You don't start out. Now, I've had people to land on my site, the first time they land on my site, they buy something. However, that doesn't always happen. Sometimes it might happen, but the majority of time it may not, depending on what you're selling. So if you're selling a high ticket item, people may have to kind of think about it before they make that purchase. If you're selling something that, is very common, something that people can get on, any old website or whatever, then you have to distinguish yourself from all the other companies that are selling that product so that, people will know, doing business with you means that they're going to get a certain level of quality, or they're going to get service, or there's something about your business that really distinguishes you from all the other people that are doing what you're doing. And so there again, you go and you take your customer, someone who lands on your site, through a journey. So you have to, when they land on your site, when someone who knows nothing about you lands on your site, you have to start telling a story. And so that is how your theme, and that's how the content that you put on your site gets people from, being a visitor to those products that are going down the conveyor belt, where you have actually converted someone from a visitor to someone who has made a purchase. So you start telling that story by using your theme, the fonts, the images. You set the tone, and your theme really allows you to do that. So your theme helps to tell the story. Even certain colors can evoke emotions. And believe it or not, people do buy based on their emotions. They buy based on fear, they buy based on worry, they buy based on happiness and elation, and all of these, wonderful events that happen in our lives, whether it's the birth of a new baby, whether it's a wedding, maybe it's moving into a new home, maybe it's just because, but we buy based on emotion. We have a a need or an emotion or a trigger or something that happens that says, you know what, I need to buy XYZ product. And then it's up to you as a business owner to help as many people as possible understand why you are the best solution for whatever it is that they need. So your theme tells the story. Just like this, think about this slide. It tells a story, you know, based on the image that I chose, based on how I put together the fonts and the words, and you know how everything is laid out on the page. I have a big circle here that kind of helps you to really see the images. So if I had taken this circle off, you know, the images would really be hard to see because they would just blend in with the actual picture right here. So the way that you put things together on your blog does tell a story. It does the talking for you. So your blog can do the talking when you're focused on other things. So while you're knitting some of the things that maybe if you're a knitter, you know, and you want to spend time knitting, while you're sitting down and you're knitting, or maybe you're using your Addy machine or whatever to knit, you know, your blog can be selling for you while you're doing other things. Maybe you're out at your child's game, and you know, while you're doing that, you might, you know, be selling things at the same time because your blog is going to take care of all of that. So your blog can do the talking. It can tell prospective customers who you are, what you do, and how you can help them. Your blog also does a lot of inbound marketing. And what that means is you maybe distribute content using social media. And maybe you answer a question that someone has in their mind. You know, you go on social media and you answer a question. So then that immediately gets them, you know, gets your potential customers interested. And they click on your social media post and then they come to your site. So that's considered inbound marketing, where you go out into the community, whether it's the internet community or your local community. Maybe in your local community, you put up a billboard, or maybe you take out an ad in a magazine or a newspaper. I don't know that people really read a lot of newspapers, but you get the gist. You basically go out and you put your content in various places where your ideal customers hang out. If your ideal customers still read, you know, newspapers, then you probably need to take an ad in a newspaper. But maybe you take an ad out on a site, or you do a Google ad or a Facebook ad or something like that. And that basically gets your message in front of your ideal customers. Once you do that, you know, that brings in a ton of traffic. And so once someone lands on your site, you want them to become a lead. And so when they become a lead, they fill out your opt-in form, and they become a lead. Or they decide that maybe if you offer text messages, you know, they sign up to get a text message from you. But they sign up, or they, you know, indicate that they want to get more information from you. And then hopefully those leads, once they start getting information from you, they learn more about you, then that will also generate sales. You know, those boxes going down that conveyor belt and being loaded on trucks. So this is a whole process, right, that you have to take your customers through. Some people will go through this process quickly. Just like I said before, there are people who will land on your site and see what they like, and they will immediately buy it. And then other people, you may have to kind of do a little bit more interaction with them before they will actually buy. So I want to just take you really quickly over to my site, the site that we've been working on for a while. Just one moment. Okay, so this is my making it remotely site, and I'm going to get you back to the main page. Okay, so this is the site that, you know, I started out with from the beginning. We started out with setting this up, And I thought it would be a good idea to just kind of take you through this journey with me of setting up a blog. So now we are ready to install our theme. Now, as you can tell, I've already installed my theme. I use Thrive Suite for all of my blogs. I've used Thrive Suite for a number of years and I really like it. However, we're going to be looking at a variety of different themes because I know a lot of people may not want to use Thrive Suite, but then there are some people who might want to jump on that bandwagon. I think it's a really great all-in-one sales and marketing tool. And so I use it because it gives me all the functionality that I need to, do what I need to do with my businesses. So the thing that you want to do from the beginning, just like we said on the slide, you want to tell a story. You want your site to do the talking for you. So you want to be able to put together all of the elements that you need to put together to tell your story. You want an about section, you want a blog, you want home. And you don't have to have all of these, but this is what I selected for my site. But you want to have the ability, if you decide at some point that you want to do courses, you want a theme that will enable you to do courses. If you want to open up a shop, you want a theme that will enable you to open up a shop. You also want to be able to have content. Now, you may not want to put your link to your blog in your main menu across the top of your site. People do things a lot of different ways. So if you don't want to do that, you can still access your blog post by using another means, or you can put it along the side. So people have navigation normally across the top, and that's considered their header. And then along the side, they also have navigation. Now, on my main page, I don't have any side navigation. And to be honest with you, I don't think I have any side navigation on my blog posts, but I do have, this is what you call navigation in your footer. And I definitely have that. So I have it at the top and I have it at the bottom. That doesn't really make it convenient for someone who might look at some information because they would have to actually scroll all the way back up to the top or scroll all the way to the bottom to get where they need to go. So what I need to do is, I do have side navigation on my blog, but I don't think I have it in the individual posts. So let me just look. So here's one of my posts, and no, I don't have side navigation. So guess what I think I'm going to do is add that side navigation. But you want a theme that gives your site the look that you want it to have. Do you want your site to look happy? Do you want it to look, I'm sure you don't want it to look sad, but maybe you just want it to look more business-like. You may want it to look perky, depending on the kind of products that you sell. You may want your site to look dainty. You may want it to look more masculine. You may want it to, if you sell products made for kids, you may want a theme that looks more like, is for kids. Or if you sell products related to babies, you might want it to have, things that look more like a nursery. So that way, when someone lands on your site, you put them in a certain mood. Because again, we all buy things based on our emotions. So you want to set the tone with your theme. And you want your theme to enable you to take, you want your customers to be able to take the actions that they need to take to do business with you. If they want to learn more about your business, you want them to have an about section. If you want them to take a course, you want them to take a course. And really, a course is a great way for people to know whether they want to work with you or not. Do you know what you're doing? Are you able to convey the information in a way that makes it easy for them? You also want to convey that you provide support. And so that's another thing that you might want to put in your about section. So if you want someone to subscribe, if you want them to become a lead, you have to give them the ability to become a lead. So then you might set up a page like this that also gives them the ability to provide their first name and their email address and become a lead. And then you have to set up the follow up system that enables them to get your information. So there's a lot that goes into, setting up your blog. And of course, anyone can, go out and throw up a few pages online and call it a blog. But you don't want that, because when you do that, it really sets you up to um, be unsuccessful. I'll just put it that way. You're not going to be successful with a blog. If you see people who are out here making tons of money online and you want to be one of those people, then you have to provide content that gives, your readers what they need so that they can make decisions on the products and services that they're buying. So I hope that this makes sense, and I hope that once we start looking at themes, you will have a better idea of what is out there, and you might even want to go on Google and do some searches for themes on your own as well. I will also put a link to some places where you can buy links, places where you can buy themes in the resource section. So look in the resource section, in this lesson, and that will give you some resources that you can use as well. So thank you so much for checking out this lesson, and I will see you in the next lesson. We're getting ready to, I think this is the exciting part, where you will actually get to see what your blog is going to look like, and it will really start to take shape. So thanks for watching, and I'll see you in the next lesson.